Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duck Bricks. I'm Chris, and it's March 1st, so you know what that means? It is time for another massive March 1st LEGO haul. Okay, so I have an absolutely insane plan for the day that only if everything goes right will I be able to pull it off. Let me explain. Tomorrow, I'm going to be in Utah doing a meet and greet at Bricks and Minifigs Ogden. In order to make that meet and greet, I have a flight out at 8 p.m. and a friend of mine is picking me up at 5:30 p.m. in order to make it to my flight, which means that we have a ticking time bomb and a time limit for how much time I have to do everything I need to do today. So here's a plan. I will get up at 7:30 a.m. sharp in the morning to get ready to line up for the LEGO store. This is fine because it's basically when I get up anyways for work. Once I'm all ready to go, I will drive over to the LEGO store right as the workday actually starts and literally bring my laptop so I can get my Microsoft work done in line at the LEGO store itself. I will be in and out as fast as possible. I will try not to make conversation. I will be incognito. I'll be running in, getting all the sets, and running out. But then, I can't actually go home yet, because last night I held a massive whatnot auction on retro LEGO items, and so the entire night I was packing and packaging and making sure all of these shipments are ready to go to be shipped out before I actually leave for my meet and greet. And so, I'll take all those shipments to my Microsoft campus to be able to ship them all out to make sure those packages get to all of you ASAP. But that's not it, because after that, I actually have some in-person meetings at work. So then, while I'm on Microsoft campus shipping out all the whatnot packages, I'll hop on over, have my in-person meetings, and hope and pray that they will finish up and I'll be able to get home by around 1:30 or 2 p.m. If there is any sort of wiggle room between this, then you know what? That went well, and that means this video comes out a few hours earlier than expected. But here's the real challenge. Between 1:30 to 2:30 p.m., that's probably when I'm gonna get home, realistically 2:30. I will literally have 3 hours to build every single LEGO Ninjago set, there are 7 of them by my count, and review them all at once before my friend picks me up for the airport, because my goal is to have the Ninjago Mega Review for March 2024 Ninjago out by this time tomorrow. So obviously I can do all the editing on the plane, that's totally fine. I just need to have them built and film the footage of me reviewing them, which means that this is probably going to be one of the fastest building times ever. And I was on LEGO Masters, so I know a little bit about fast building times. This might even have to be faster than that, because there, you get some time to think, you get some time to ponder. I don't have 10 hours. I've got 3 hours to build 7 big LEGO sets and get them all reviewed. And usually mega reviews take like 30 to 40 minutes after editing, which means it'll probably be an hour of filming. So I really have 2 hours to build everything. Will I pull it off? Well, you're gonna find out this time tomorrow. If the Ninjago Mega Review releases, well, I pulled it off. If it doesn't, clearly I didn't. So wish me luck, let's go. As you can see, getting up was no problem at all, and as I headed over to the LEGO store, I got a chance to sit in line, take my Microsoft calls, and wait very patiently for the store to open, until finally it did. And before you ask, no, I was not first in line. Somehow somebody else actually beat me there, so I was second in line though, so I was able to get pretty much everything I needed. That was when I realized that I actually had a chance to fully optimize my schedule. Thanks to the power of asking someone else to share their screen while I narrated, I got a chance to take some work meetings inside the store itself, as well as on my drive back home, meaning I just bought myself a heck of a lot of time, and because of that, I was able to be literally 30 minutes ahead of schedule. Let's go, absolute legendary Duck Bricks scheduling moment, and then I got home and filmed the haul. On another note, it's kinda crazy who you run into during launch day at the LEGO store. I happened to come across one of my good friends from childhood who I literally haven't talked to in like probably over 10, 15 years. And as it turns out, he's just as into LEGO as I am. I literally had no idea, didn't even know he was in the area, and we just kind of saw each other and hit it off again, and that was so cool. It was a really cool moment to see somebody I knew from years ago being super into LEGO there right bright and early on launch day. And of course, a very special shout out to the incredible LEGO employee team at the store. They were really helpful and really enthusiastic and were clearly very busy, so I'm very thankful for all of their help. They're awesome. But now I think it's time to go back over to my house and check out the haul. Okay, I'm back actually 30 minutes ahead of schedule. Believe it or not, somehow, thanks to the power of asking other people to share their screens while I narrated during my work meetings, I was able to actually take a lot of them from the Lego store itself. Whoa, almost fell there. Okay, yeah, as you can see, a little low on sleep, but let's get into this because it's time to get building. Now, this may be one of the biggest Lego March 1st releases in a long time, because not only are we getting a ton of brand new Ninjago sets, we're also getting a ton of new racing sets. There are some Harry Potter releases, including a brand new sound brick that I'm so excited to try out, and there are a lot of new Star Wars sets coming out because it's the anniversary of the entire theme, so they're releasing a lot of exciting sets, and I'm really excited for that special hallway for the Tantive with 5s in it. Super hyped for that one. And so, without further ado, let's transport ourselves on over bright and early to the Lego store and take a look at the haul. Okay, the mission, the nightmares, they're finally over because this is the March 1st haul. Let's dive into the details of all the sets I'm incredibly excited to get because this is one of the biggest hauls that I've done in a long time. I believe the total was over $4,000, which is a lot for March 1st, but Lego did release a ton of really exciting new sets, starting off with ones I'm not only the most excited about, but also need to build in the span of 2 hours total for all 7 sets. And those are the Ninjago sets here. Now, folks in the comments, let me know right now if you think I'm going to succeed in the time limit I've placed on myself to build these. Wish me luck. But what we have for the biggest sets, we have the Dragonstone Shrine, this absolutely beautifully crafted kind of shrine temple, giant stone sculpture of a dragon. Then we have the Chima 2024 set. Yes, the Wolf Mask Shadow Dojo is set in the Wildness, which is the same realm that Chima is from, so this basically is a Chima set that just came out, which is kind of crazy. We have Kai's Ninja Climber Mech, which is one of the most exciting ones to come out because it feels like an homage to Bionicle, and what just toppled over here is Lloyd's Elemental Power Mech, as well as the Kai's Source Dragon Battle here. This is a 4+ set, and who knows if this one's canon, but we'll see. Moving onwards, we have the admittedly rather overpriced Errands Ninja Off-Road Buggy Car. I think there was one too many descriptors in that title, but it looks really fun. The price is just not fantastic for something like that. And then we've got Baby Dragon Ryu, or Young Dragon Ryu, excuse me, which contains Sora with the brand new hairpiece, as well as Ryu, who is now grown up and kind of is like a younger dragon, like a teenager style dragon. So I'm excited to see when they eventually will do like an adult Dragon Ryu, maybe in like a year or two from now, because that set is gonna go so hard. Now, I think that's all the Ninjago sets. Yeah, that's pretty much all 7. And then there are a lot of other sets they released. Obviously, one of the big draws this particular launch cycle has been the Animal Crossing sets, which is Lego delving into a brand new license. A lot of people were really excited about this. Personally, I'm going to be completely honest, I don't really know anything about Animal Crossing. I know it was a game that was really popular during 2020, and I've seen the characters. I'm sure I've seen gameplay, but Animal Crossing, I know a lot of people have a very special connection to, and for me, to be honest, I just got these because they remind me of Fabuland, and I just thought they're really cute little sets. You build your own villages out of them, which I think is kind of the point of the game. So excited to see these, and I'll probably be getting the exclusive Japanese box versions because I'm going to Japan next week, and I figured that's perfect timing to pick up the Japan box ones as well. Now, moving onwards from that, there were a ton of Star Wars releases. We have Boarding the Tantive 4, which is basically like a battle pack. It does come with the pretty controversial ARC Trooper 5's minifigure, which is a figure that I've been wanting for a long time, but I have to agree with some folks out there that honestly, they could have done a lot better in terms of crafting his look and feel. However, we do have a ton of MIDI skill sets as well, including the Invisible Hand, one of the first and only times we've ever gotten a Separatist flagship in LEGO format. We got a couple back in the Clone Wars era, but really we haven't gotten a lot of them, and I'm really excited about that one because I've been asking for that for a long time. We also have the MIDI scale Tantive 4 to kind of go alongside the Boarding the Tantive 4 set, and we finally have the Millennium Falcon. It's somewhere around here. There it is. The MIDI scale Millennium Falcon, which honestly looks so much better than the previous MIDI scale version they did, which I have mounted on my wall. I cannot wait to actually mount the other one, like probably right there is where it's going to go, alongside all of the other LEGO Millennium Falcons. Moving onwards, I feel like I'm forgetting one. Ah, yes, R2-D2. This is the umpteenth R2-D2 that they've done as a brick-built scale. I can probably not even count the number of different R2-D2s they've done in this larger scale. Like right here, it's pretty much all of them. I'm seeing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so a crazy amount of large-scale R2-D2s, but it is kind of in a medium scale as compared to some of the larger UCS ones, so I'm excited to actually put it together and see what it plays like, and of course, get the Darth Malak minifigure as well, which is really cool. And then we can move on to another one of my most anticipated sets, which I definitely will be doing a review on. This is the Medieval Town Square, meant to be a bit of a reimagining of the Medieval Market Village, which came out in 2008 for LEGO Castle Fantasy Era. The Medieval Town Square is a really beautifully designed castle set of buildings. I realize that the color scheme of the set is pretty controversial. I've seen a lot of people in the comments really not liking the color scheme, and a lot of other people equally loving it. So I feel like I'll fall into the camp of the group that will really like this just because I'm a sucker for anything modern castle that LEGO does, but we'll have to wait and see for my review and see what I think. Speaking of reviews, I gotta get these cranked out in the next few days because these are the incredibly exciting LEGO Technic space sets. I'm probably the most excited about this one right here because this is really cool to see. I got a chance to see this set early for Fan Media Days back in September and absolutely fell in love with the set. Huge fan of the functionality, and it easily became probably my most anticipated Technic set ever, which is saying something. The rover is alright, but honestly, I feel like the VTOL kind of blows it out of the water. It is still a really cool build though. And of course, you have a working orrery here, which is very cool. And you also have this surface space loader, which is the smaller scale rover. But I don't know, I actually kind of like this smaller scale rover a little bit more than the actual large scale one. So we do have that going for it. Moving onwards, there are some other Technic sets, including the Kawasaki Ninja motorcycle here, which is looking to be another phenomenal LEGO Technic motorcycle. We also have the Mercedes-AMG E-Performance car, which is so cool. This is absolutely a gargantuan beast of a set, and I cannot wait to have it built because those tires look really cool. And speaking of LEGO racing, for whatever reason, LEGO is really pushing forwards a racing sub-theme because not only do we have the Neon McLaren Formula E team, but we have basically a very similar car, not the same one, but a very similar one for Speed Champions, which is kind of crazy seeing them do two different designs and scales of a very similar vehicle in the same wave. I love this because of the Google Chrome wheels. Look at that. Those are actual printed Google Chrome logo wheels. Now, there are a ton of other sets as well. There is a pullback LEGO Technic Mercedes, which is, again, the same exact car as this one right here, except this one is smaller scale and pullback, which is really cool how LEGO is doing those at different scales. And in Speed Champions, as always, absolutely knocks it out of the park with some of the best car designs you're ever going to see, and it continues to be one of the best LEGO themes ever. I've been collecting all of Speed Champions ever since they introduced the 8 stud wide cars, and now I'm kind of going into the backlog and trying to get all the 6 stud wide ones as well, and these are absolutely some of the best sets that LEGO ever puts out. Moving onwards from that though, speaking of LEGO racing, there is also a McLaren MP4 car right here, which is kind of a LEGO Creator Expert Icon style vehicle. Very cool to see them actually do that because again, we have all these different cars in different scales, which is really interesting. Awesome to see them actually try to replicate that in different building techniques, from Technic to actual system, large scale to system small scale. It's just really cool how LEGO's really going all in into depicting similar types of vehicles at different scales, all releasing at the same time, so you have options. Moving onwards to a completely different subject, there are a number of LEGO Harry Potter sets that just released, including Hagrid's Hut, which is, I don't know, like the 4th or 5th one we've gotten. It's very similar to the previous one that we got for the modern era, but it's got some new things. It's like got a new Hagrid, and I am really excited about the new dog mold. That is going to be awesome. And we have some brickheads. Brickheads are not really the most exciting thing for me, but I think these ones are done pretty well. Like the Patronus is actually really nice looking, and the Dementor has a great looking mouth. So excited to put that together. We have a Forbidden Forest magical creatures, essentially like an animal battle pack. It's got like 5 different animals in it, which is pretty good value for a LEGO Harry Potter set, even though none of the animals are actually new for the set itself. And I've kind of scattered them all around here, but we have this one's a little weird. Hedwig at 4 Privet Drive. It's kind of a tiny scale version of Hedwig. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one. I'm gonna have to have it in hand to see exactly how I feel. We have the Hogwarts Castle Boathouse here, and what's really exciting is that this is promised to be the most detailed LEGO Harry Potter expansion set pack ever. So presumably over the next like 3 years, they'll continue putting out sets in this style, and you can put them together to have the most detailed Hogwarts layout. And so I'm very excited for that in like 3 years, because I've already done it for the other modular system, which you can see right here. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me do a video on how I put this together, but I feel like other LEGO Harry Potter focused YouTubers have pretty much already covered it, but this is kind of what the existing system looks like for the retro style of stuff they did for the anniversary, and that lasted for a few years, and this looks to be even more detailed than that. So very, very excited about that. And there is another set from Harry Potter here somewhere. There it is, the Hogwarts Castle Owlery. This one is another one of the expansion packs to the Hogwarts Castle, and I'm excited to see, again, what it looks like when it's all put together. Now, there is one more Harry Potter set, and that's the Talking Sorting Hat. Now, this is pretty notable because this has introduced a brand new sound brick. I'm very curious to see how it works. If I had to guess, it's just going to play one of, like, I think it said 36 or something, randomly distributed sound bites. 31 different sound bites every time you press the button, so it should be really interesting to put together. And to me, this is giving more Chewbacca buildable figure vibes than something like I don't know, Stitch, which is a really nice looking buildable character, but I'll have to wait and see it in person to see exactly how it plays. I know the eyebrows and mouth actually move, so I'm pretty excited to see that in action. Moving onwards, well, given that I just mentioned it, Stitch is one of the best attempts at a buildable character that LEGO has done in a long time. I love the amount of detail on the eyes and the ears. He's just so expressive, and you can see the animated counterpart in the corner. It's just so perfect. This is such a good build. Also coming out for LEGO Disney is the Snow White and Seven Dwarfs Cottage with a pretty remarkable minifigure selection. I know I'm going to have to expand my LEGO Disney wall now, and it comes with all the dwarves as well as the main characters of the film, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty phenomenal build. Lastly, there is a flower pot that came out for Encanto, and I thought this was pretty cool because it reminds me of the LEGO botanical sets, which obviously are some of the highlights of what LEGO puts out year after year, especially since they introduced them. Obviously, it's not quite to the same level of detail as we would expect for some of those other botanical sets, but I feel like it'll look very nice next to them, and they're basically using the exact same building technique they used for the orchids, but just recoloring it, which is pretty nice. No new Demogorgon heads, unfortunately, though, because that would have been really cool. Moving onwards from that, we have just one creator set releasing. This is the Red Fox, designed by somebody who actually did compete on LEGO Masters, the same designer who made the phenomenal City Space sets earlier this year and the Great Giraffe. So dude's absolutely killing it on a roll here. And with that, I think there's only one theme left to go, and that is LEGO Marvel's Spidey and His Amazing Friends. These are all 4+ sets meant to kind of be based off of the Spidey and His Amazing Friends cartoon, but they're cute. I do like them for what they are. You've got some exclusive minifigs in them. This one is the first time we're getting Arnim Zola as a minifigure, believe it or not, as well as kind of like a comic booky based Iron Man, so that's pretty cool. And there's just one more with the Electro character, and I'm excited to use those for Electro customs to make it more comic accurate. Lastly, there was a GWP that came out, which is the second iteration of the Houses of the World type of series, but this one is now, I guess, different types of stores, which is really cool. I had no idea LEGO was going to be continuing this, but it looks quite nice. It is the Flower Store, and I'm excited to see what the other 3 are going to look like later in the year. And lastly, there is just one final item here. This is the carousel ride. I at first thought this was a GWP. I'm kind of surprised that it's not a GWP, but yeah, this one was just a set you could buy on its own, and it feels like somewhat Lunar New Year themed. Like you've got the Asian architecture pieces on the sides, you have kind of a golden ornate detailing, but it's just a really cute little thing just to add on to the collection. And with that, I think we've summed up everything other than the 2 GWP polybags. Cool to get an Animal Crossing polybag, that's really nice. But I think that is pretty much everything. I hope you enjoyed this overview of, was this everything that came out on March 1st? I think it was, actually. Is this the first time I literally got everything? You know what? There's probably like a Duplo set I'm missing because I don't collect Duplo, but I'm pretty sure this is all of it. I'm sure I'm forgetting something that like I pre-ordered and now it's not going to come in. So we'll see. I mean, maybe there's like 1 or 2 things that's slipping my mind, but yeah, this is pretty much everything. And now, again, I've got 2 hours to build all 7 Ninjago sets. So wish me luck, folks. We'll see if I'm able to pull it off. Oh, but just you wait, because the mission is not over, because now I need to run all my other errands, get every single LEGO auction package shipped, which I spent basically all of last night packing, go to my work lunch, come back, just in time to be able to build the Ninjago sets. We are kind of right back on schedule. Let's see what I'm able to do. And thanks to my lovely friends at the post office who not only helped me get these shipped as quickly as possible, but also set up a little bit of a Duckbricks merchandise stall inside the post office itself. That was really cool. It's now time to head on over to work and then build. Against all odds, we are on track. The packages have been dropped off. Now it's time to go to my team lunch and then actually build all the Ninjago sets. Oh my goodness. Quick team lunch with my Microsoft team, and then I will blast back home to get those sets built. And this, my friends, is where I leave you because now it's time to get everything built that I need to get built. As you can see, there's some other Lego projects on the table, but okay. It's 2:10 p.m. right now. This is the final segment in today's video that's gonna be coming out. So my friend's picking me up at 5:30. Let's say I need from 4:30 to 5:30 to film the Ninjago review. I'll finish editing this video that you're watching right now by like 2:30. Yeah, literally 2 hours to build all 7 Ninjago sets. Oh my goodness. Am I gonna make it? Comment down below if you think, and well, you'll find out at 6 a.m. tomorrow if I release a Ninjago mega review or some other random video that's completely unrelated to anything on March. Let's go. Alright, and with that, we have summed up our look at the March 1st LEGO haul. Let me know down in the comments, did you get anything today on release day? I'm so excited to build them, and also let me know what you want to see reviewed first. My schedule for reviews, I'm actually going and leaving on a trip to do a meet and greet this weekend in like a couple hours. I'm going to see what I can do to build and review all of the Ninjago sets, but it's going to be really tight. If I succeed, that review should be coming out tomorrow. And then when I come back on Sunday morning, I'm going to try to build the Technics space sets, build and review those. And I don't know what else I'm going to review. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see a review of anything else. I probably will do the medieval set at some point because it's really exciting, but pretty much everything else is fair game. So do let me know. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye for now.